This week, I'll show you how to create beautiful botanical home decor using IOD's Viridis mold and a commonly thrifted household item. I've got big news happening at my booth, so we'll wander through, take a little tour, and I'll share all that's happening there. And then I have an honest conversation with you about how I stave off the wintertime blues here in Wisconsin. There's always something special about coming across an old, cracked cutting board when I'm out thrifting. It's not particularly good for food use, but today I'm going to show you how I use air dry clay and the Viridis mold from IOD to create a nature-inspired, beautiful botanical piece that you can hang in your home. Ever inspired by nature, the Viridis casting mold by IOD creates an intricate leafy pattern that's going to be perfect for this thrift flip. Brushing cornstarch into the mold is going to be your secret to getting a great casting. Lightly knead your air dry clay to warm it, and then I like to create a rope that I'll then use to help me fill all the intricacies of the mold. Press the clay into the mold so that you don't miss out on any of those details, and then level off the back of the mold so that we have a nice flat surface to work with when we adhere to our piece. I found that it works best to flip the mold over, lay it on a flat surface, and then just carefully peel back that mold very slowly and watch as the magic of this gorgeous impression appears before you. Take a sharp knife to clean up any edges and you've got a perfect casting. Heading out with all my stuff to do a little refresh of my booth this morning at This and That in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's January, we've just gotten done with Christmas, and it's time just to do a complete overhaul of the booth. But my overhaul is not just any overhaul. In fact, I'm doing something very, very special. And this is the moment where I reveal to you that I am now officially an IOD stockist in Green Bay. Woohoo! I have been cutting and staining slats of wood on my kitchen counter to create this stunning, sort of mid-century looking slat wall. So easy to make, but look what a wonderful display piece it makes for all of the IOD stamps. The centerpiece of the whole booth is this larger-than-life sign that I designed using transfers and paint inlays so that customers can see what these products really look like in a well-thought-out piece. I brought my tool belt along and I installed this pegboard wall that I'm using to showcase the stamps, the molds, the inks, the IOD clay. I've got it all. Follow H2 Home Designs on Facebook for inspiration, product updates, and tutorials. You'll also find the store location and store hours there for you. And when you come on by, make sure you check out the other booths in the store. There are some incredible artisans and beautiful vintage pieces that you'll find here at the store. Bring a friend, come on over. We would love to have you visit. If your current mood was a color, what would it be? What would you say?
Let's go that way.
You're not playing that game? It's the beginning of January here in Wisconsin, and it is very, very cold. In fact, there is a swath of cold air that's running across the country right now, and I gotta admit, I just don't like cold. And it's not so much about the temperature itself or the snow on the ground. I appreciate the snow on the ground, and when I look out across the little woods that are behind my house, I just love to see the snow falling, and a winter scene is just gorgeous to me. For me, it's about what comes with it. That wintertime blues. The sun doesn't come up until what, 7:30-ish in the morning right now, and the sun sets at around 4 o'clock. So our days are shorter, everything just seems darker. Or stuck inside more because the temperatures are so cold. And it's a time where a person could really get down and depressed. This year I'm going to be intentional in combating wintertime blues by trying a little project. It's something called the Hour of Giving. I didn't come up with the idea. I wish I did. It's a fantastic idea. But the idea is from my friend Vincent Puglisi. Vincent and I met a number of years ago in San Diego at Social Media Marketing World. He wrote this book called The Wealth of Connection. If you're involved in business, or if you're interested in starting a business, this book should be in your tool belt. Vincent is a master at connection. That's really what this hour of giving is all about. It's about taking the focus off of myself and putting it on other people. This thrift flip is finally going to give you a chance to pull out some of those old photographs, old postcards, maybe old Christmas cards that you've been hanging on to. We're going to give them some real presents with this project. Now, the beautiful part about this project, and it's really the reason that I created it, is that it is flexible. You can have 10 different pieces of art, we'll call it, and they'll be interchangeable in this project. But pick one for now so that you have something that we can use to frame it out. You're simply going to take that impression that we've made in the mold while it's still wet, and I want you to lay it down and artfully wrap it around your image, whether it's a postcard or whether it's a photo. Don't worry about gluing it down at this point. We're just trying to find a layout that we really enjoy. Now, I tucked my postcard into a plastic baggie to protect it, and then I centered it onto my cutting board and then wrapped those impressions around the card, lined them up where I wanted them to be, and then I gently pressed the botanicals that were on top of that postcard to create an impression on the back of the botanicals so I can see where I don't want to put the glue. I want to make sure that spot where the postcard is going to be is not glued down so it'll tuck inside. I personally have found that Aleene's Fast Grab Tacky Glue is the best glue for this project because it really holds the pieces in place and they don't slip. So just add glue to all of those places except for where the postcard is going to be tucked in, and then flip those over and adhere them right away to your piece. Now, if you're planning on having this frame sit on a mantle or on a countertop, you're going to want to make sure that the leaves don't hang down below that bottom edge because they'll break off when you set them up on a counter or on your mantle. Another tip is to use toothpicks to tuck underneath various different leaves to give it a little more shape so it's not so flat and looks a little more lifelike.
Pink champagne, I'm totally vibing. It's true what they say.
Allow your air dry clay to dry fully overnight and then have some fun painting it. I'm painting mine with IOD's New Grass ink. It just takes a couple little drops of the ink and a brush, paint it on, and it just gives gorgeous coverage, and the vibrant green color is just so yummy. Once that ink was completely dry, I used Waverly Antiquing Glaze, watered down quite a bit, to add some depth to those leaves, to really pull out the details, and then just to give a cohesive feel to the entire piece. Dixie Belle's gold wax was just perfect to add some highlights to those leaves and to give a little interest to the edges of the cutting board. And just to show you how cold it really is here in Wisconsin, there's a thing called the Wet Hair Challenge. The challenge starts by dousing your head in a bucket full of water. Here we go. Here we go. All right, weatherman says it is -3 below right now, so let's give this a shot. Here we go. One, 2, 3. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I think a warm cup of coffee sounds really good right now. I got this old photo album from a good friend of mine. Just love looking at old pictures. Make you wonder what the story is behind them. The book is filled with photos from the northeast Wisconsin area, which is where I live. This is really kind of fascinating to look at. Baby. That little guy. But my favorite photo of all is this one. Look at that. Dalmatians, 101 Dalmatians. The addition of a sawtooth hanger allows me to hang this on the wall, and then look how sweet. I had to play with some of those old photos. Ultimately, I landed on a postcard of some mushrooms, at least for today, but you can see how easily the card slides in and slides right back out. This little project is easy to make and stylish, and I think really practical, whether it's postcards, photographs, recipes perhaps. There are all kinds of things that you could tuck inside of this, and it's just fun. Unique. And remember that hour of giving, that time where we take the focus off of ourselves and we put it onto other people. It's not only good for them, but it's good for us too. Today, I am writing thank you cards and just sending well wishes to people that are important in my life, to let them know that I'm thinking of them, I appreciate them, and I value them. Now, just how easy was this thrift flip? It's an old cutting board that had some interesting patina, some IOD clay and an IOD mold, a little bit of paint and some glue, and now you have a neat and unique way to display your favorite photographs, your favorite postcards, your favorite Christmas cards, even recipe cards. And you can change them out. One day it's a photograph, the next day it's a recipe card. Just have fun with it, and it's so stylish. IOD products make everyone an artist. That's the reason I fell in love with them. If you'd like to know more about the products that were featured in this video, visit H2 Home Design's Facebook page. There you'll find product information, purchase information, tutorials, and if you're in Green Bay, I would love to have you stop by This and That, visit my booth to see all the latest IOD offerings that we have available. In the meantime, I'm going to do the very best that I can to help stave off the wintertime blues by spending a little bit of time outdoors, hopefully soaking in a little vitamin D. It's supposed to be good for you. And then focusing on that hour of giving, where I give an hour of myself each day, even if it's only 15 or 20 minutes of myself each day to others, to let them know that they're valued and appreciated, and it helps to take the focus off of myself. All right, I want to hear it. What did you think of my project today? What kinds of things would you tuck inside that little frame? My name is Heidi with H2 Home Designs, and I want to say thank you for joining me today. And if it's up to you, be the reason that someone smiles today. Take care.